Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking our first look at the new miniatures for Age of Sigmar 4th edition. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Liberators Reforged. Heed Sigmar's call with the first miniature of the new edition. Okay, so when they showed off the Adepticon preview and everybody was like super excited, the video was cool, the announcement of 4th edition, even though we all knew it was coming, and then obviously knowing that it's going to be Stormcast Eternals versus Skaven, I think the biggest complaint that I heard from people was that they didn't show off any miniatures. And I totally get it. I mean, this is totally like a hobby slash like miniature game, all centered around the actual models. That's what we're all here for. So while the trailer was super cool, it definitely was a little bit weird to not see a miniature, not have any idea like what's going to be in the box other than basically what's featured in the video. But we all know how Games Workshop does it. They like to drag everything out for like months at a time, take full advantage of like showing off one thing here or there, previewing some rules, showing off a couple models, or even like a couple years ago, they started where they like literally just show off a tiny little piece of a model and don't even tell you what it is, just so you can like speculate on what's coming. So I totally get it. I understand how they like do their thing, but honestly, I totally understand the frustration. So let's take a look at the first miniature, and then I'll give you guys my honest opinion on like where I think this is going and why I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon for this being like pretty annoying. In the hour of direst need, Sigmar has thrown open the Ruination Chamber and called upon his last line of defense. Veteran Stormcast Eternals, no more than a few reforgings away from losing themselves entirely. We'll see plenty from the Ruination Chamber shortly. But these grim heroes aren't the only ones heading into the warpstone-poised depths of Blight City. They are joined by ranks of bold liberators, stalwarts of Sigmar's cause from the very first days of the Realm Gate Wars. Okay, so here we get our first look at the new models right here. So I'm expecting this obviously to be cool, exciting. So we see like the same style shield, and then we see of course the hammer. So typical liberator, and then it does look like they've just been adapted, like reformed into like the new style of Sigmar. So they definitely look cool. He is definitely a cool looking model. The helmet looks slightly different. So he definitely looks cool, but overall just looks like a Vindictor. Clad in gleaming Sigmarite armor, Liberators are the backbone of the Storm host. They fight with stout shields and crushing hammers, rebuffing incoming blows before launching a bone-shattering counterattack. So yeah, a while ago, I was actually thinking about converting up some of my own and basically just taking like the hammers or like weapons from the old models and just putting them on the new models. And basically aside from the helmet, that looks like exactly what they did. This new Liberator wears the sleek Thunderstrike armor first seen on the spear-wielding Vindictors from the Dominion box. First crafted by the smith god Grungni to help Stormcast souls punch through the cursed skies. Conjured by Be'lakor, more and more of Sigmar's warriors have been reforged for the mighty armor as fighting across the realms intensifies. The Liberators wear the colors of the Hallowed Knights, a fervent storm host famous for their rousing battle cry of only the faithful. They focus their efforts on purging lands of corruption, warding off unclean energies with holy litanies, and their expertise will be sorely needed in the wake of the Vermin Doom. Liberators are the towering ranks of the file for the Stormcast Eternal armies, but they're not from the Ruination Chamber. Over the coming weeks, we'll reveal their pitiless, battle-hardened warriors and their furred foes. Okay, so basically we have like the old style Liberator here, the new style Liberator here, and then the Vindictor right here. So I do wish they would have shown like for comparison, like either a female Liberator or a male Vindictor, so we could see like the actual like size difference and everything like that. You can kind of picture it obviously, but like the female ones are slightly smaller, and then obviously like the chest plate and everything like looks different. But in all reality, just like I said, it looks like they basically just took the hammer off of an old Liberator and put it on a new one. And then again, like the face mask itself is like slightly changed. And then it has like that little strip of metal kind of going from like the forehead down the nose. Other than that, just like from the bottom up, the actual armor looks the same. Chest plate and everything, shoulder pads. The shield has like the same design on it. Obviously the new shields are way better than the old shields. But I mean, this is hardly like revolutionary. And I think it's very strange that Games Workshop decided to even just show off like one of these. Like, why not just show us a whole squad of Liberators? I think that would make way more sense. Slow feeding us the new content or like the new models is definitely a little bit frustrating. And at this point in time, it's like we've seen like the preview video and now we're putting out like an article and revealing a single model. I don't know exactly when like this whole set is going to release or whatever, but we know for sure that at some point in time in the near future, Games Workshop is going to basically drop like an article or like an ad or something like that that's going to show off like 30 or 50 models like all at once. So for me, it would just make more sense to like actually give us a little bite off of like the box set rather than just like this tiny little like sample nibble like piece right here. And I get that Games Workshop always wants to like build up like this excitement and like get everybody like wanting more. But I mean, this is ridiculous at this point in time, because now we've seen the trailer and it's been a couple weeks since that was like basically revealed. Prior to that, we had already seen like leaks or rumors or like had speculation as to what was going to be coming for like months in advance. And then now they're going to just show us like one single model that's basically the same as old models. I mean, realistically, like I could in my head picture what the hammer was going to look like, because it's exactly like what the Liberator had before. So like, really, what are we seeing in this like preview? What is like the big exciting new part? It's like the forehead to nose like strip right here, because that's really the only thing that's different about this. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So, in my opinion, Games Workshop is definitely, like, slow playing this far too much. I mean, at this point in time, they need to, like, show us some Skaven, show us, like, more than one model, like, get us excited for this, like, in a way that we're going to continue to, like, build the momentum and excitement. For them to basically, like, own goal themselves on, like, a reveal and create, like, a whole video and show off a single model is kind of ridiculous. I mean, maybe I'm like overthinking this, but I guess realistically, after being like cram-packed in a room with like thousands of people and hearing like their level of frustration that we didn't get to see like any models, and then literally like weeks go by and now Games Workshop's putting out like an article and all this excitement to show off like one model that's basically 99% exactly what we already had, I guess I'm kind of just getting on board. So in all reality, I try to keep like a little bit positive about it, and basically knew that they would want to like slow play it and that they would be showing off models in the near future. But at this point in time, I guess my question is also just why? Why would they show off the video and then not show off any models at all? Or why bother like even making this article and showing off like a single Liberator? Like if you don't have a whole squad ready yet, just wait to show it off. If you do have a whole squad ready, or you have like some Skaven ready or something like that, why not just show us like a squad at once, or like multiple models at once? This is by far the most underwhelming preview that I've ever seen. And if we like have to look forward to basically Games Workshop just giving us a crumb every day for the next 90 days, I think they're going to completely own goal themselves and miss the point of like building up excitement. The excitement should be us wanting to see something and then getting like overwhelmed with how awesome it is, like periodically throughout that time, to where like the momentum is all excitement, all positive, all like us standing there with our wallets open, ready to buy like the new box set. And honestly, that is not what's happening right now. I don't know who's in charge of like their actual marketing department or how they make up these decisions. I totally think it's cool to show off like this comparison right here, but there's like some gleamingly obvious things that they should have done. 1, show off more than one new model. 2, don't make us wait weeks in between like the random previews where you show us a video and then show us one model. 3, show us one model at least from the new range as well, aka like the Skaven. And then 4, if you're going to show us like a male and then a male and then a female, like why? Show us like 3 females and 3 males so we can see the actual like comparison 1-to-1. Don't show us 2 males and then 1 female as like the comparison. I mean, there's just basic stuff that I think would like make a lot more sense. And to tell you the truth, at this point in time, maybe I'm being a little bit nitpicky, but it's Games Workshop's fault, because all they had to do was just get us excited, show us some cool models, and start building up like this positive wave of momentum towards this release. Because honestly, I'm super excited for Age of Sigmar 4.0. I cannot wait for like the new edition of the game. I cannot wait for the new rules. I'm super excited for the new models. I'm already thinking about how I'm going to make time and space in my schedule to like binge paint the new box set when it comes out. So again, I guess this is just me sort of like understanding or relating with the frustration that a lot of people were already pointing out, and then bringing it to you guys, my community. So I think initially at Adepticon, when they showed off like the video and everything, I was super excited. I thought the video was cool. I wish they would have shown off some models, but I wasn't really like frustrated by it. And I guess now this is me sort of saying like, okay, I get it. You guys were right. They should have at least shown off some models by now, and showing off one is just not enough. So let me know what you guys think. Are you super excited for this box set? Does it feel like Games Workshop is like super slow playing this? Are they doing this intentionally and just like poorly executing it? Or are they just trying to like rush out a new model and they just don't have like stuff painted up yet? I'm honestly curious at this point in time. And then also, if they were going to just show off one model, would you have preferred them show off one Stormcast Eternal or one of the new Skaven? Because for me, I would have much rather seen one of the new Skaven, because I'm expecting like a complete new range refresh, the same level of improvement from like the old Liberator to the new Vindictor. But instead, the way this looks right here, we're getting basically like the improvement from the Vindictor to like the actual Liberator, which isn't much at all. So showing off a new Skaven compared to like one of these old models that's like 20 years old would have been like the equivalence of going from like the Liberator to the Vindictor, rather than going from the new Vindictor to the new Liberator, which is marginal at best. So let me know what you guys think down below. Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. If you were one of those people that pointed out that the trailer was like cool, but they should have shown off some models, I totally get it now. Now that like weeks have passed and then this is it, this is what we're getting, I agree. Games Workshop is definitely a master at own goaling themselves. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring this video. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I don't know who's running the marketing department, but you guys were right. There's a million ways Games Workshop could have hit a grand slam, and this ain't it. And I'm out of here.